Let's get into some business talk. We've got as always, our good friend over at Goosehead Insurance. Richard Tonihka is here. His website, richardtagency.com, richardtagency.com. Don't forget, he can shop 20 to 25 companies behind the scenes for you to get the best policies, best rates for you, home, auto, toy, and otherwise. What's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
Excellent.
One of the questions that I get all the time is, I can't find these companies, and it's like, it's kind of what you say on the air. It's like you can't get to them.
Right.
They're all A-rated. Every one of them is going to be able to take care of you. They're not just local carriers, which the difference in that in a local carrier, a regional or a national carrier, is the fact that if something pops up or there is a huge, devastating, catastrophic event in this area, a local carrier may not be able to take care of all the claims and may just shut their doors.
Yeah, be wiped out.
Yeah, and so although you've been paying insurance to a local company for all these years or whatever, you're still not going to get anything taken care of just because the insurance company that you had no longer exists. And so it's something that you need to look at if you are dealing with a local company or that is strictly a local company. But what I wanted to talk about today is home liability coverage. I go through and with every one of my customers and just kind of go through and make sure that you understand what this covers, what the different coverages are, what they are designed for, and how they are designed to help you and make sure that you're taken care of should something pop up. And your liability coverage, nobody expects anything or someone to come on their property, have an accident or an injury, and then they'll have to use this. But this is what it's for. If someone was coming over to your house, let's say you have stairs that lead up to your house. Someone was coming over to your house and they slipped on one of your steps coming up, getting into your front door and broke an arm or something. Well, the first thing that we're going to look at is, was it your negligence or some kind of maintenance issue, or was it simply that they just slipped and fell? Because there has to be some kind of negligence or something like that in order for it. Well, you can be sued for anything.
Right.
It doesn't. But in order for it to stick, there has to be some kind of negligence or something like that to where you should have taken care of something that you didn't take care of. So your home liability insurance covers a lot of things. The first thing is your medical bills. So that person let's say they came into your house, you had and we're going to say that you just had a loose step. They fell down, they broke their arm. You're going to have your liability, and then you're also going to have medical. One of the things that when you're looking at your medical, a lot of insurance agents are going to put that at $1,000. And I would tell you, if you got an agent that's cutting corners on that, they're cutting corners other places as well, because $1,000 isn't going to pay for one emergency room visit. Unfortunately, we've had to take our son to the hospital, and not too very far in the past. But I will tell you that our out-of-pocket expenses is way over $1,000.
Right.
And so the maximum that you go or you're allowed to go is $5,000. So take that from $1,000 to $5,000. Make sure that you're covered if something happens, because what you really don't want to do, there are a few kinds of coverages that you don't want to have hit on your insurance, because if it does, you're not going to move your insurance, and liability insurance is one of those. You can have a medical claim on your house. Fantastic. No problem. We can get through that, and you're still going to be an attractive option for other companies. But if you have a liability claim, you're not moving.
Right.
Most of the companies aren't going to want to take that risk, because there's still going to be a lot of out of pocket, because a liability claim means that there are lawyers involved. There's some kind of legal situation going on, and it can take up to years before this is resolved.
Right.
And that's also one of the reasons that you're looking at on your liability, is making sure that you have adequate amount of liability. I tell everyone, if you've got a $100,000 house, the next level up is $300,000. Your liability coverages 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, and then we start looking at umbrellas. But we'll get into all this in a little bit. But if your house is 100,000, I still go up to 500,000. If your house is at 250,000, the bare minimum that you should go is up to 300,000. Your liability should always be more than what your house is,
right?
What your dwelling value is on your house for your insurance, because it should be where it's more attractive for somebody to come after the insurance company than coming after you personally and trying to take your house.
Right.
And if you don't have the liability coverage set where you should, then it's going to be more attractive for them to come after you personally. And the whole thing about insurance is making sure that you are protecting your assets.
Yeah, and I mean, it's why these insurance segments that we have are so very important, because it really is looking after the people, and we do go into sort of some inside baseball with this, because, if you need to understand, folks out there, what insurance agents, your Allstate, your Farmers, your State Farm, USAA, et cetera, you need to know what the agents are doing. And they do cut corners. They know you're shopping by price. They want to give you the lowest price possible. So ask yourself, if you're getting the lowest possible price, the lowest possible premium, why is that? It's because you're getting the lowest possible coverage, which means more than likely cutting corners, and that they're not giving you the policy that you need. So when disaster strikes, you are not covered, bottom line.
Not always, but that's a pretty good rule of thumb, but not always. One of the things that we do is making sure that everyone is set up correctly. And Allstate, State Farm, and Farmers aren't going to be able to personalize their product the way that we do. We have all the different carriers that are able to personalize the product that fits your lifestyle and your needs and your budget. And just having all those different carriers, you're going to have that chance of getting a better policy at a better price. And it's not necessarily, but I will tell you that, and like I've said this many times, if you're with one of those companies, there's only two things that they can do to lower your rate. One is either cut coverage. The other is raise your deductible. Neither are attractive options for you.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, it's really very simple. Yeah, I mean, if they know you're shopping on price.
Yes.
And look, it's either low coverage, no coverage, minimal coverage, or your coverage increases, and your price increases with that. So they know that. They want to keep your business if you're shopping it, or if it's a brand new policy, they want to get your policy. It's just simple, business. It is what it is. They want to get you and capture you. So you have to be aware of that. And we're not saying, that these companies are bad, but we're just saying this is inside baseball. This is what happens. This is what it is. It is what it is. Accept it for what it is. Pay attention to that. And, if you want better options, we'd highly recommend giving Richard a call. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and finish this topic a little bit more on the other side of the break. Stay tuned, folks. See you in a few.
Hundreds of Toyota employees will be trying to find their way around the company's new Plano headquarters as they start moving in on Monday. And folks in Las Colinas getting ready for the AT&T Byron Nelson. All that and more Monday morning, 5 to 8 a.m. on 570 KLIF.
We sometimes live in a world of misinformation that's just not backed up by anything factual. For example, when the new media people like Pandora, Spotify, and SiriusXM tell your marketing people that they're growing and radio is way below them in reach. Factual? More like flat-out lie. Edison Research, the independent research company that does those exit polls for CNN, looked at people's consumption of audio in a single day. The truth? More than 93% of people listen to radio in a week, and more than half of all audio consumed in a day is radio. Want more facts? Only 6% listen to satellite in a day, 6% to Pandora, just 3% to Spotify. Radio is still the dominant adult mass marketing medium, and the 7 Cumulus radio station share in DFW reaches over 3 million people per week. 3 million. Those new media wannabes don't have that kind of reach. Find out more about the Edison Research and the truth about audio consumption at DallasRadioWins.com. That's DallasRadioWins.com.
Living in the DFW area, expansive clay soil and extreme weather conditions play havoc on homes' foundation. But thankfully, you can turn to Perma-Pure Foundation Repair of Texas, who has successfully repaired over 20,000 properties and counting in the DFW area. With the most trusted, tried and true foundation repair methods, trust the professional staff of Perma-Pure Foundation Repair to take care of your property, and most repairs are backed by a lifetime transferable warranty. Mention Inside Real Estate Radio when calling Perma-Pure at 214-637-1444 or when booking online at permapure.com for your Inside Real Estate Radio discount.
The Richard Tonihka Insurance Agency in Arlington has nearly unlimited resources when it comes to getting you the best insurance rates and policies for home, auto, and more. As part of the Goosehead Insurance brand, you, the consumer, have the power of choice through the Richard Tonihka Insurance Agency Network. Richard can quote over 20 A-rated companies to find the best fit for you, the best policy at the best price. Call Richard today at 817-286-2002. It's the Richard Tonihka Goosehead Insurance Agency, 817-286-2002. Folks, it's Mike the Realtor here from Inside Real Estate, and if you're not listing your property with me, bottom line is you're leaving money on the table. There are over 15,000 agents here in the DFW area, most of whom are part-time and do a few deals a year. Do you want to trust them to sell your home? I think not. Call Mike the Realtor, the radio realty expert from Inside Real Estate on 570 AM KLIF. Promise you will get to me direct. Go to InsideRealEstateRadio.com. Don't sell your home with just anyone. Go to InsideRealEstateRadio.com and connect with Mike the Realtor.
570 AM, 96.3 HD2. That's where you'll find us. News and information, KLIF.
Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey, folks, we are back. InsideRealEstateRadio.com is the website. InsideRealEstateRadio.com is the website. We're here for all of your business and real estate needs, so catch up with me offline. If you're interested to know what your home is worth, we'll be happy to go through that information with you. Happy to get you this is the time to get your home listed and sold. And, don't forget, when you're driving around, DFW and you see these handwritten signs, I'll pay you cash for your house. We buy ugly houses. We do this, we do that. Look, if you want to sell your house, by all means, for 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 less than retail value, hey, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. I mean, if that's the case. But, if you want to get retail value for your house, then don't get bamboozled by these guys and gals out there that are paying, hey, we're going to offer you cash right here today. Look, it's going to take you 30 days to move out anyway. I mean, what are you going to just move out in 2 days? No, you're not. You don't even know where you're going. You need the process. Plus, who wouldn't want the extra money in their pocket? I mean, what are you people out of your mind these days? And here's the problem. They're preying on the baby boomers, that haven't updated their home. And it's very frustrating, because they're just preying on these baby boomers, and the elderly to, offer them cash and they're hard selling them. And, don't go that route, folks. Give me a call. We'll get you top dollar retail value for your house. If you need to make some updates, we have contractors that'll take payment at closing. No out-of-pocket expense. We'll get your home updated. We'll get top value. Why would you just throw away tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars? I mean, shoot, if you want to just sell your house 50 cents on the dollar, freaking A, I'll come and buy it. You want to sell it 50 cents on the dollar, I mean, come on. So anyway, let's get back into a little more insurance talk. We got a few more minutes to finish out the show. Let's finish up on that topic that we were discussing with liability, etc.
So with liability, someone's fallen and broken their arm. There is the possibility that you could be held responsible for pain and suffering, which is always going to be more expensive, or that's where a majority of any kind of judgments that are levied against people, that's where a majority of those that cost comes in. They may give $20,000 for the accident and then $15 million for the pain and suffering. So I mean, it's not going to happen on a house, but you never know what's going to happen in. It happens to companies all the time, but it's probably not going to happen in a house. So if you're found legally responsible, liability coverage may help you cover you against that settlement. they are going to pay for the legal fees also. So your insurance company wants you to make sure that you are being represented the way you should. So they're going to send their legal team out to make sure that you're being looked after the way you need to be. And so when you're looking at this, you're also looking at your loss of wages, but there are going to be certain limitations on what your home liability covers. So if you're on social media a lot and you're saying names and doing all the stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing to begin with,
Not helpful.
but it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Slander, libel, all that stuff is not covered by your homeowner's insurance.
Yeah.
But if you go to, let's say you're at a hotel, you're on vacation, your homeowner's insurance is going to follow you wherever you go. Not everywhere in the world, but it usually follows you everywhere you go. So, and it's going to follow you. Let's say you're at a hotel lobby or your hotel room, and for some reason you go crazy and start trashing the place. Your homeowner's insurance may end up covering you for any loss or damages to the hotel that you are responsible for, just because it does follow you. It doesn't just stay at the home. Your home liability follows you wherever you go.
Now, it doesn't mean you can go out and be a rock star and trash the hotel room on vacation this week.
No.
But in an emergency.
But one of the things that I always tell people is these are accidents. These are not willfully thought out or malicious things that you are going in and doing. It is an accident. If you think it through and this is something that's staged or planned or something like that, it is not going to be covered. It is only going to cover you if it's an accident. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. But while we still got a few seconds, I've got a question for you. Let's say you've got a homeowner that's looking at buying a $40,000 or $50,000 house. What is your advice to them? Because I've got someone that is looking at possibly doing that.
Well, I would say generally, though, they don't exist. However, I do have a client that came back and is looking at a similar thing. Those properties do exist, either a lot of work if it's in the Metroplex. Yes. If you want a house that's $50,000 and that is a decent house, you're going to have to go outside the Metroplex. I've found some recently up in Sherman. There's quite a few out in Abilene. Some of the outlying areas, they do exist. But we are out of time, folks. We will see you next week, 8 to 9. As always, InsideRealEstateRadio.com is the website. Inside Real Estate Radio with Mike Kruizinga. We are out of here. See you next week.
The preceding program was furnished by K1 International, LLC, and is responsible for its content.